Okay, so we've been talking about direct variation, but now we're going to take it a little bit further and get into application problems. So what we need to make sure we always understand is that if we're looking at it and we see varies directly, y will always vary directly with x. The reason why that's important is because when you're looking at word problems, it's important to identify what variables are what. So if you have like your grade depends on how much you, or your grade varies directly with how much you study, the grade is the y because it comes before varies directly, right? So that's why this is important. So this is like the cornerstone of everything that we're going to be doing, and it's going to become really important. So what I want to do is I want to look through a couple different examples. So first one I want to look at is something like this where we just see numbers of points. So we have that y varies directly with x. The reason why this is important is because that tells us it's proportional, and that tells us that k exists, and that is just y divided by x. So I'm going to use that with this point over here. Since I know it varies directly, that means if I do negative 12, my y, over x, which is my 3 right there, then I can find what k is. If I plug that in a calculator, I see that it's negative 4. And since it varies directly as well, I can write the equation of y equals negative 4x. That's why this statement right here is very important. Now that I know that, I can look at my next point. And I want to say, what do I have? Well, I'm missing the x, so that means that this 16 is the y. So that's important because now I can bring him down over here. I'm going to rewrite this equation, but instead of putting a y, I'm going to put a 16, and then everything else is going to stay the same, equals negative 4x. So all I did was I knew what y was, so I put the 16 there. Now I can finish this off. I solve my one-step equation by dividing by negative 4, and then I can see here that x equals negative 4. And there's my missing point. So really this point should be negative 4, 16. And that's how I can use my direct variation to find missing information when I have points. But what if I don't have points? What if I have a word problem? Right? So here we have one that says your test grade varies directly with the number of Edpuzzle videos that you watch. Well, I see a key thing. I see my varies directly. That means y always comes first. So my test grade is y, and that means the number of Edpuzzle videos is my x. That's very important because that's going to let me know what I have so I can start doing some of the math. If you made a 60 on the test, then when you watched 5 videos, how many videos should you watch to make a 96? So, looking here, I know my grade is going to be y, so that 60 is going to be my y. So I'm going to mark that over here. 60 is y, and then my videos were x, so I'm going to say 5 is going to be my x. Now I can say, wait a second, it varies directly. That means I have a k, which I always find with y divided by x. I know y is 60 when x is 5, and if I divide that, I see that k is 12. Since I know that k is 12, that leads me to my equation, y equals 12x. So, I know it seems like I'm hitting you with a lot, but really it's just the y divided by x that we've been working on. So now I can come and answer the question. Well, the question is, how many videos should I watch to make a 96? Well, I have to ask myself, what is that 96? Is it a grade, making it a y, or is it a number of videos, which would make it an x? Well, 96, that's a grade. So that means I have the y value. So 96 is y. So just like in the last example I did, I'm going to come in and say, instead of writing my y, I'm going to write 96, because I know that that's my y in this situation, equals 12x. And now I can solve the equation, dividing both sides by 12, and I see that my x is actually 8. So that means watching 8 videos will make a 96, and now I'm able to solve that. So just by knowing that the relationship varies directly, I'm able to learn a lot of things about the situation and make predictions for the future. But we have to know what is the y variable, what is the x variable, and then which do I have when I'm solving, and that gets it done for us.